Welcome students to Galgotia University e-content platform. I am Kumari Pallavi, Assistant Professor of Mass Communication Department. Today I am going to discuss a topic from the course that is Development Communication for Bachelor's in Journalism and Mass Communication program. In today's presentation, I am going to discuss about the practices of development communication. So in this lecture, I will discuss about the development communication. What is the mean by the development communication? Second is the practices of development communication, such as community communication, community or development broadcasting, development journalism, educational class communication, and the science communication. So I shall begin my lecture by giving some glimpse of the term development communication. As in my previous videos, I have elaborated the term briefly, so here I am just recalling it. As we all know that the field of development communication has come a long way since its beginnings in the 1950s. Back then, it was mainly associated with a systems model of communication, functioning as a science to produce effective messages as an add-on to agricultural extension program, and was conceived primarily as a tool of top-down development programs. These days, however, it is more theoretically diversified and strategically nuanced. It has become an umbrella term for a wide range of communication programs and research. As evidences of this diversity is the alphabet soup of approaches and interventions that commonly fall under development communication, such as communication for development, communication for social change, information, education and communication, that is IEC, and behavioral change communication, that BCC, the social mobilization, media advocacy, strategic communication, social marketing, even the participatory communication and the strategic participatory communication, and there is so on. There is a long list to go which falls under the development communication, and on regular basis there is number of practices came into existence which covers the features of development communication. So we all know that development communication has 5 areas of practices. They are community communication, community or development broadcasting, development journalism, educational communication, and science communication. So in this lecture, I will discuss one by one all these 5 practices of development communication. So the first one is the community communication. So do you know what do you mean by community communication? What do you mean by community communication? Communication basically a community communication employs interpersonal communication and community media to facilitate community decision making, problem solving, conflict resolution, interest articulation, advocacy, and social mobilization. It is characterized as highly participatory, involving the community in planning, producing, and evaluating messages. Basically, community communication is grassroots communication of the people, by the people, and for the people. That's why Francis J. Berrigan also cites the different characteristics of the community media, such as the community media should owned and controlled by the people in the community itself. If a community is present and if the community media is there, if which so the community media should be owned and controlled. Control by me, the word control, I mean that the full and fledged freedom of generating the content for the community media is under the hand of the community itself. And the second one is the community media is usually smaller media and low cost media. It is a low cost media as a community may afford it and maintain it and run it on a long basis. And the third one is provides interactive two-way communication. So community media is basically a good means for giving a platform for a two-way communication channel, as it involves the community itself for generating the content. So it is called as a interactive two-way communication, where two-way communication can easily be functional. And the fourth one is the non-profit and autonomous. Therefore, no commercial purpose, the community media never comes in existence for any commercial purpose. It always serves the community, and it is for the community. So, and this is also run by the community itself. So, there is no profit or loss. The concept of profit or loss is there in the community media. And the fifth one is limited coverage or reach. The community media is on a is present on a local ground, and it's only served for a local community. So that's why its coverage and reach is limited to the community. Sometimes there are some community media which follow or which works in a local language or local dialect. As we all know that community media is run by the community itself, so they function it with the help of their own language, and always provides, or they always work in their own language. That's why its coverage and reach is also limited to the community itself, because other people won't understand that their language. And the another feature of the community media is utilize appropriate and indigenous materials as resources. So every community media, for example, there are some community media run by different communities where they utilizes their own local mediums or media uh, involving people, or for interacting with the people of the community itself. So they always try to utilize different indigenous knowledge and indigenous materials as their resources. And the another feature of the community media is that it reflects community needs and interests. It is but obvious that community media must reflect the needs and interests of the community itself. As the media is run by the community, so the community always works and release contents which fulfill the needs and interest of the community. And the last one is one third of its programs or content support community development. The community always focused on the focused and work for their development, and they utilize different community media for their development. That's why one of the feature of community media is that one third of the programs and content generated under the community media are for the community's development, and they are fully focused on community development. For example, community media are community newspapers, community radio, folk drama, and songs. The community can participate either as planner, producer, or performers. The concern of this area includes facilitative and interpersonal communication, social mobilization, and advocacy. Indigenous communication, extension communication, and gender issues in communication are also be focused by the community media for the development of the community itself. And the another is community or development broadcasting. So the community or development broadcasting practitioners use radio and television for development purpose. They plan, write, and produce radio and TV programs in different formats such as newspaper, magazines, or in the form of drama. It responds to the information needs and problems of their audiences. They are also creative broadcasters at using music, voice, and sound effects to more effectively deliver developmental messages to their community. So you can say that these are just the same things regular broadcasters do. Perhaps that is true, but the community or development broadcaster has different characteristics that set him apart from his fellow broadcasters in the industry. The key word in community or development broadcasting is participation. But is this possible? As Com says that it can be done. However, she points out that this will require a lot of effort from the broadcast organization or agency. There are three recommended course of action for participatory broadcasting by the GOMS, and the first one include as part of broadcasting's threefold mission, that is to educate, to inform, and to entertain. A fourth one to promote to promote understanding among the different segments of society, but by allowing greater and more meaningful participation. The second one is to adopt a more educational approach to programming by instituting programs that follow participation, such as school on the air or radio forums. And the third one is to provide channels of consultations where the broadcasting organization collaborates or coordinates with government, NGOs or other institutions to facilitate their involvement. So these are the three recommended course of action for participatory broadcasting or the or development broadcasting. The next one is development journalism. A very famous scholar, Joan F. Jamis, explains that the practice of development journalism is scientific in outlook and technical in subject matter orientation. Development journalists are thus trained to be able to cover science, scientific work, research, and scientific and technical information. They should not be stranger to economics, forestry, health, nutrition, agriculture, and the environment. And when we talk about development journalists, we refer to development communication practitioners who are skilled in reporting and presenting news and issues through the use of the print media. Although in the media industry, journalism refers to news and information presented in print, journal, broadcasting, and film. The development journalists tasked to go beyond conventional reporting or informing the people. The development journalist's writing job is not limited to regular beats like politics and crime. He writes about economics, population, health, nutrition, environment, agriculture, and other development topics. But the content of news is just one aspect of his work. The other side of development journalism is participatory reporting. Thus, development journalism seeks to inceive, thus development journalism seeks to involve as many members of society, especially those who have limited access to the media, for getting developmental news out. So the next one is educational communication. Some educational communication majors are under the impression that educational communication is synonymous to audiovisual media. This is definitely a misconception. Audiovisual media is not the be all and end all of educational communication, as the Association of Educational Communication and Technology defines educational communication as a complex integrated process involving people, procedures, ideas, devices, and organization for analyzing programs and devising, implementing, evaluating, and managing in solutions to those problems involved in all the aspects of human learning. Basically, educational communication is concerned with the entire process of learning. The educational communication practitioners applies communication principles and approaches to effectively solve learning problems or facilitate the learning process. Among other things, the educational communication major should be able to respond to a learning problem or to facilitate the learning process through his learning system design. So, the next one is science communication. It is the last practice of development communication. According to Jamius, science communication's function is to bring about innovation. Dr. W. Heck pointed out that scientific discoveries applied in production technology has increased tenfold the standard of living in developed countries in the past 150 years. In contrast, the underdevelopment countries have remained at about the same level of living or even lower because they lacked such application of science and technology. Science and communication practitioners assist different information users in determining where to get primary information. He or she organizes, processes, packages, and distributes knowledge in forms most usable for them. A leaflet for the extension workers distributed through the local mailman, an abstract from the scientist delivered through electronic mail, a cable TV program discussing lucrative investing in technology for the businessman, a congressional mm, brief of the policy maker also. So that's all for this session. Today in this lecture, I have introduced the term development communication and different practices of the development communication such as community communication, community or development broadcasting, development journalism, educational communication, science and science communication. These are the readings related to the topic which you may refer in future. Thank you for your time. Please feel free to mail me on the given email ID for any queries.